Welcome to the Fierce Beauty and Skincare podcast. It's time to be seen, be heard, and feel beautiful again. With your hosts, Deb and Anne.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Welcome to our next podcast. Excuse my glasses, they just broke, so I am one-ending on my glasses, but I need them to be able to see. So anyway, I am Deb, and I'm with Anne, and we are Fierce Beauty and Skincare. And we're back for our next podcast, so thank you very much for joining us. What we're talking about today is things for real women, questions for real women, subjects for real women that you can all relate to. And we're going to be talking about many different issues. We'll try and get to as many as we can today, but anything we missed today, we're actually going to get to in the next podcast. So we're going to be talking about definition of beauty, how it's changed, the pressure of women and women's faces today with social media, and unrealistic beauty standards. But before we get started, I'd just like to say, share our podcast if you enjoy it and subscribe. And now I'll hand it over to Annie. You get started.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us again. Today we're going to talk about beauty and does it have an expiry date? Of course, Deb and I don't think so because we're in our midlife now. So we're going to talk about confidence for women our age, for 40 upwards. And the first thing we're going to address is social media. So how do you, Deb, think that social media has impacted women? Is there more pressure or has it made it easier? What's your take on it?
Look, I think there's only pressure of what you will allow. Okay, there's always been pressure throughout the world, and it's how you perceive it and how you take it and how you allow it to penetrate within yourself. We need to, as women, have enough self-confidence and build up our inner strength and self-confidence to know that no matter what pressure is out there, e.g. social media at the moment, especially hanging us with as many images or pressures, what you should be like, shouldn't be like, how tall you should be, short you should be, makeup should be this way, skin should be looking that way. We are enough. No matter where we're at.
But also, sometimes we have our pity party moment. We all do. We're not always 100% confident. We have our little pity party moments where we have to feel sorry for ourselves and then put our big pants on, big girl pants, and say, stuff this, we'll move forward. But we'll go back, we'll look at the Kardashians for an example. Now, when they first came out, standards of beauty were unattainable. It was really, all the girls were getting the butts put in and doing the big eyebrows, and so it was unrealistic. But now I think there's a lot more influencers on board and there's a lot of older women, 40 plus. Look at Colleen Heidemann, who started modelling at 69, I think she was, and she's 77. She's that one that we have our reels, Deb, with the white hair. She always has a nice white, the red lipstick. So she's setting a different standard for women. Women are now seeing that it's not all about being 20. Just because we get to midlife, 40, 50, 60 upwards, it doesn't mean it's all over Red Rover.
And that's exactly right, Annie. And that's exactly where the self-confidence comes in. Because if there wasn't the self-confidence and inner belief of yourself, these are older ladies or maturing ladies or whatever word we want to put to it, wouldn't have the confidence to be sitting in front of a screen right now and going, this is
That's
me.
Right.
I look damn hot.
They do too.
Oh, sorry, I was just talking about me then.
Look, I was looking up a lady on Instagram and I've got her name written here. She's called Viv the Carer and she's just a typical looking grandma and she doesn't do a lot of makeup as such, but she does a lot of her fashions and she has got 472,000 followers. So what is that saying about the older age group and beauty in general? Like we're not just being wiped off. Women our age, younger, a little bit younger, a little bit older, are becoming visible again. So I think social media has helped, in that respect, it's helped us, hasn't it?
It has. And I think the more women of, as you say, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, wherever, come on social media, then the audience will get bigger and bigger because from one seed, much
so
grows.
I think women have always had a rough deal with the magazines and the airbrushing and the movie stars and the music artists But now we've got real women that are online. And I think that is a big game changer for older women to realise that they can be visible. You don't have to go into the background. You can be visible because these women are doing it and they're having huge followings.
They are. And you don't have to be a certain standard or a certain anything
Well, look
now
at you.
to be online or to be. I know.
So let's talk about the skin changes that we experience from 40 upwards. We won't go backwards like in adolescence and pregnancy and all that, but in your 40s, 50s, 60s, what are the sort of skin changes do you think that we experience?
Word of mouth is a lot drier. Women are complaining of things that skin that is a lot more dry, a lot more flaky, and those fine lines that do appear even when we don't want them to appear.
And what do you think causes that? Hormones, obviously?
You're the hormone expert.
I just experience it and tell my experience. But hormones, definitely, our hormones change, as we all know, once you get into that age. Yes.
Hormones is huge. Hormones is a huge area. I don't think a lot of people, men, women, whoever, don't seem to understand that the hormones, it is massive. When I was at uni, you learn about obviously everything, and hormones was a huge subject.
And I've seen a lot of women complaining about perimenopause and how they're going nuts and crazy and their husbands are leaving the house to go and play golf or do something. It's like around their wives because they're going crazy. But
isn't it a shame though that a hormone that will change a female's persona for a day, feelings for a day or 2 days or a week or a month or forever. But I'm just trying to say from small to, however, they need support. They need understanding. They need empathy. And if the people that are around them don't understand, then they need to maybe look into it, find out, ask questions, be curious, because you can't just walk out on someone because a part of normal change of life is happening.
They do. Sometimes the women
they do.
Their husbands to the curb. Haven't you? Remember at one stage with my husband that, and this is a common one I hear all the time, that his chewing would drive me crazy. I could hear him eating. I could have got an axe out and chopped him into bits because that just listen. So everything changes. Your height senses, your hearing, everything can change if you don't go and get your ducks in a row and get your hormones fixed. So that's a real common one. Women complaining about their men chewing too loud. So any guys out there, take note. Try. Go on. Eat in another room.
Lighter.
Or she's like that. Or don't eat. Just
don't eat at all.
But she'll probably hear you going back in your throat anyway.
We are digressing.
So you're talking about confidence at the start, that we should have confidence in ourselves and we should glow from. So how can we build that confidence as a community of females? How can we do that?
Women supporting, women being women's biggest cheerleaders. Let's not continue to beat other women down. Let's support them. Let's bring them up. Let's raise them up. Let's support them. Let's talk. Let's communicate. Because if we don't do it, nobody's going to do it.
It's still out there. People will still be like that.
But always will be. The world is never going to change. And we don't want the world to change too drastically. We want the world to be how it is. But we just need to tweak a lot of areas. And women just need to support women and cheer for them. Me and you, we are each other's biggest cheerleader no matter what happens.
Validate other people, how they feel about themselves. If they're saying that they're having a fat moment or that they don't like something that's going on with their skin, I just dismiss it. I just don't listen. And we try and find a solution for it. That's what I've always tried to do with my skin, at least.
With the skin, yes. But when you say validate a problem and how a woman's feeling, you don't always have to have a fix. I think a woman will quite often feel so much better if you just hear them, if you just give them time and don't oh, you shouldn't feel like that, or you shouldn't look like that, or you shouldn't, but why don't I understand it? This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? If you feel it and understand, try and understand it, and at least give them an ear and listen to them. Quite often,
because we've all
things will
things
improve.
about ourselves that we don't like.
Yeah, no, 100%. You're right there, Annie. You are
Of course.
right.
And what about when you were younger? Is there any advice you wish that you knew now that you could have been told years ago? Just in how. Come on, Deb.
No.
You've had melanoma. You've had a melanoma. Not that's always sun related, but
yeah, I have. And it's not, sometimes it's genetics as well. But there are so many things we would tell ourselves as a younger woman. Once you start living life, getting some wisdom behind you, there's so much that you would tell yourself. And if we're talking about skin, you talk about sunscreen, moisturize. Sunscreen, slip, slop, slap. Now, I saw on the news last night that slip, slop, slapping is becoming less and less.
You want to watch something different because the skin of 12-year-olds is a lot better because of the message back in the, was it 80s? Yeah, 80s or 90s, tans and self-tanning lotions and everything like that has gone a long way too, because especially with the Australian sun, it's just so fierce and it's so damaging and so drying, apart from the problems, you know, arising from skin cancer. But I think those sort of products have just gone in leaps and bounds. People used to go and have a lot of spray tans, but I know a lot of women, you spray tan, don't you? You spray tan. Whereas I would use a moisturiser that's a self-tanner. So that helps without, so that you don't have to go into the sun to be tan because we think we're.
Yeah. I think the story that I heard was the people that are going out into the sun aren't slopping and slapping.
So what's your advice?
Yeah. Slip, slop.
So we
slap.
actually need to put sunscreen on our faces when we do our moisturising.
Sunscreen. Absolutely. A lot of people complain, oh, it's too sticky, it's too this, it's too that. Find one that suits you. There are so many out there. Find one that suits you. I was at my melanoma doctor the other day and I was talking to him about this, and he said there's so many out there, 50 plus, wear it, whether you like the thicker, whether you like the thinner, whether you like the more runny, there is one out there, and don't forget it. Put it on half an hour before you leave the house and wear it. Make it become religious, because I wear a cap every single day now. I don't leave the house without a hat on. And I used to look at things like, oh, I don't want to wear a hat. But now I'd actually like my face. Wearing a cap is a lot easier than I certainly do. I call it a cap
because it's just a visor, isn't it?
Thanks for listening to Fierce Beauty and Skincare. If you're ready to get your sexy back and stay fierce, make sure to hit subscribe and follow us on social media for your daily dose of confidence. Ready for your mini makeover or that skin quiz we mentioned? DM us today and let's get you glowing. Until next time, stay fierce.